What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 7 of Zach's Art-Ful podcast, the show with the most. I'm, of course, your incredibly handsome host, Zach Cobb, and today we have another awesome episode, so kick back, relax, and enjoy the ride.
I wake up every night thinking of us, hoping we might.
All right, everybody, welcome to a brand new episode. Today, I have a wonderful special guest with me. It's the wonderful, the stupendous, the other word that I hopefully will think of that rhymes with stupendous. It is Ari Levinson. Welcome to the show. How you doing?
I'm doing good. It's great to be here. I'm glad to finally make an appearance.
Yeah.
It's always good to be on a podcast. Haven't been on one in a while.
I know, it's been a hot minute. I remember we tried to do one a while back with Comic Chatter.
Yeah. Yeah, that was we tried to run that show together. Unfortunately, it didn't.
Yeah, it didn't work.
But that was a fun time, so I'm glad to be on another episode.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it sucked that it went out the way that it did, but, it was a good learning experience on learning how to do a podcast, and now we got the squad back together, so we can comic book away as much as we want to. Yeah, speaking of that, Spider-Verse trailer came out a while ago. You still excited for Spider-Verse 2?
I am very excited for that. I remember your reaction when you first saw the trailer in theater was just very funny. It was very funny. I remember you first saw the trailer when we were going to go see Sonic 2, if I remember correctly.
Yes. Bro, that was a holy experience right there. Just seeing Miles on the big screen again, and then going to see that he's going to be fighting Spider-Man 2099, and then on top of that, it's a 2-part movie, and I'm so excited.
Oh, did you hear that recently that the PS4 Spider-Man remaster came out on PC?
Oh yeah.
Recently?
Yeah, I did hear about that.
I recently saw someone was really excited to play it and was telling me how they were really excited. They never thought they'd actually be playing it because they don't have a PlayStation.
Yeah.
And they were running it, and once you get like all the drivers and stuff installed, it runs really well on PC. It's just a really good looking game. I actually have it on PS5. I just haven't started it yet. And seeing someone else play it on PC, I gotta start. I have so many games I have to play. It's like a list of books I'm never gonna finish.
Right. Yeah. I get you. I still need to. I literally just started playing Ratchet and Clank All for One. I got that game like a long time ago, but I never played it until recently. I totally forgot I had it. But yeah, I want to play that game so bad. It looks so good.
There's some games that I also have that I probably forgot that I have or haven't started yet as well. You see, I have quite a few of the Castlevania collections, the recent ones, and then I have Symphony of the Night on PlayStation, and I just haven't gotten to them yet. But also, Castlevania is a really mood thing for me.
Yeah.
And on that note, have you watched the Castlevania Netflix anime?
I did start watching the Castlevania anime, and I'm very, very hyped. I'm very, very hyped. It looks really good. I'm very engaged with it so far. I haven't finished it yet, but I like what I'm watching so far.
Did you hear that they've announced the sequel / spin-off show for it?
Oh no! Are they already?
Yeah, well, the Castlevania Netflix show was ended. Its story has concluded. What's on there is what's there. So, kind of the deal with Castlevania, the video game series, is it talks about each descendant of Belmont, except for a few other games, which kind of talks about, what happens with like Belmonts or other people in the Castlevania universe, including Belmonts, but it's not always about them, but most of the time it is. But the show is kind of going with, it's a descendant of Belmont, a descendant of the Belmont family and their story. So they're talking about, and it's actually it's called Castlevania Nocturne, and the story will be about Richter Belmont, one of the more famous Belmonts. There's there's two really famous Belmonts when it comes to the video game series, and it's Richter and Simon. Those are the two, they're like the Mario and they're like the Mario of Castlevania.
Oh, okay.
Like the four, like some of the main characters I think of when I think of Castlevania are Richter Belmont, Simon Belmont, Alucard, and Dracula. Maybe even Death, who usually is Dracula's right hand. And now, because of the Castlevania series, I think of Alucard a lot more, but I also think about Trevor, and the other main characters from that show. Mm-hmm. But it was usually Simon and Richter Belmont before the anime came out that people would think of when they thought of the main vampire hunters that were the most famous in the franchise.
Yeah.
I have been talking about Castlevania a lot. What's a series that you're really interested in that's really come to your attention at the moment?
Recently attention, Klonoa. The remasters came out a while ago, and I remember seeing like ads for those games a while back, but I never like got around to play them because I didn't have a GameCube stuff for my Wii at the time. But I love the character designs and I love the world. They look really cool, so I might try and get the remasters of those games and I might try it out. Also, Telltale announced that they will be bringing. They might be having another season of Tales from the Borderlands, which I am very, very excited for. That one is another one of my favorite games of all time. I love the characters.
I unfortunately, as a Telltale nerd myself, I unfortunately have not played Tales from the Borderlands.
Dude,
I have not.
Oh, dude, you gotta play it. It's so good. Like, for me, in my opinion, I think it's up there with season 1 of Walking Dead. I think it's that good. Like,
Speaking of Telltale, since we always seem to come back to this in the podcast episode, Wolf Among Us Season 2 is slated for a 2023 release.
Another year waiting for Telltale stuff. Thankfully, they seem to be taking their time with this one.
They come back from the cusp of destruction, and now they're bringing us more stories again. Granted, they can't do as much anymore.
Right.
But if they're bringing back some of their two main heavy hitters, who knows? Maybe
maybe they'll bring back the Guardians. Maybe they'll bring back the Guardians of the Galaxy one. I actually like that one. I thought that one's very one of their more underrated titles that they did.
I had not. It's also hard to get because the Guardians of the Galaxy Telltale games aren't being digitally released anymore, so you can only get physical copies. They aren't expensive, but it's annoying to procure a copy of it.
Yeah, they're like really hard to find, like physical copies of. But I did enjoy what I played of it. I thought it was a very interesting story with what they did with these characters. Like it's kind of like what they were doing with that new Guardians game, where like
I feel like they like these Guardians a lot.
Yeah. What series do you think that like maybe in like a potential future where like Telltale was not closed down and they continued on their like successful streak? Which franchise do you think that Telltale should have done, or did you want them to do?
I think that they used some of Marvel's more gritty characters, not Deadpool. I think that they could have made a good Daredevil or Punisher series.
Yes, Daredevil. That would have been so... Oh, Marvel Knights line? Yeah. Oh, Defenders. Yeah, like Daredevil, Punisher, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Jessica Jones. Oh, that would have been
Some of those more down to earth, but more gritty
street level
characters.
characters. Absolutely.
I honestly think that Daredevil would have been one of the best candidates for its own Telltale series.
Oh,
I think that would have gone very well. I also, again, I mentioned the Spider-Man PS4 game earlier, and I'm also really excited for its sequel because it's not going to be out for a while, but it's setting itself up to be this super big event that, one of Sony's big IPs is Spider-Man now.
Right.
So,
I'm really excited. Like maybe incorporate the team combos that Batman Arkham Knight had with another where like you team up with another partner for a finishing takedown. I think that'd be really cool if like you can switch in between combat and then go to another character.
That would be cool.
That'd be so sick. I'm very interested.
You see, I have Batman Arkham Knight. I just haven't played it. It's one of those games I kind of inherited, because it's a game that like my stepbrother and all that owned, and then I just kind of got because that he doesn't want his stuff anymore. So it's a game I got years ago and just haven't played.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. That's how I felt about Arkham Knight. It was just kind of like one of those. I'm not Arkham Knight. Arkham Origins. It was just kind of there, honestly. Like it's not a bad game. Like I just kind of forgot that I had it. Like
it is a game.
Yes,
it is a game.
It is a game that was developed and worked on and published.
And it was a published video game
and
that one time.
Sold in stores. Well, you want to talk about the Prophecies, our big special project?
You know what? I think this is what I want to wrap up this episode with, if that's okay. So I will briefly discuss the state of the project. Because of all of us kind of doing our own thing, and there wasn't as much work been doing on it like for the last year. Again, if anyone who's listening to this podcast episode has seen our social media accounts, we had a hiatus and all that. I am currently working with the other creator of the series. We have yet to figure out a good meeting time for us. We need to recap all the lore of the series, gather it all together. But I do remember that we have at least 2 full episodes of season 1 completely written. Yes. And if episode 3 is not done, then it's like halfway, if not 3/4 done. It's honestly, again, I was talking about this earlier in kind of regards to this project in terms, it was exhausting writing some of those episodes. And so, I'm just kind of, after we get the lore together, we'll kind of have to get back into it a bit.
Yeah.
And again, there's no real, I don't have a release date in mind so far for the project because I just kind of want to work on it and make it the best it can be with me and the other creator on our terms to really make it the best it could be. Because, I think a medieval scenario kind of adventure is one of my favorite kinds of fictional scenarios to be in. I mean, I really kind of, get some Lord of the Ring vibes, and I love Lord of the Rings. It's so good. Love The Hobbit, all that kind of good stuff. Yeah. Like D&D. Like, I just like it. I've always liked it. I've always liked knights and dragons and magic.
Yeah, and wizards
kingdoms.
And trolls.
Like all that stuff like that. And, it's really hard to come up with all this lore to call things that already exist different names, to gather it all together, to make new races. It's making all the lore, like, it's not as though the project hasn't started. We have started. It just started a while ago. And to get back into it and recap all the information is taking a lot of time, unfortunately.
Different time schedules and all that stuff. So we're definitely going to have to plan out when we're gonna get back onto that and see where we go from there.
Me and the other creator we're gonna have a meeting. We just don't know when it is. We need our schedules to align because we're both extremely busy.
Yeah,
they work a full-time job and have school, and I have college and other stuff.
Yeah,
and you have college. Like it's so difficult.
It is.
So, it might be one of those projects. Like, I know animators who have had like concepts for like animated shows that they wanted to do, and it took them 10 years to get like an animated pilot out. Like, there's one called Monkey Wrench, and it finally came out, and it's so good, but it's like over a decade worth of work to finally get to that point. So I don't know when it's going to be done, and at the same time, I'm kind of bummed about that, but at another time, I'm like, when it comes out, like Monkey Wrench, it's going to be so good.
Yes, if we keep that passion strong and that work ethic going, we're going to make something incredible, and like, I'm so excited for it. That it's gonna be something incredible.
I just wish that especially right now, I'm just kind of stressed about a lot of stuff with school starting, and I'm just kind of excited and nervous. So, with that happening soon, I kind of will be focusing on getting my college semester started and getting into the flow of classwork before I start. I will try to have that meeting eventually and to try and get the project back on track. But, I have conveyed to the team how far along we are. And here's the thing. It reminds me of, like, what Toby Fox is doing, where, like, he's really particular about who works on the story that he's creating. Like, we need other writers who are involved in the project, me and the other creator have to be caught up with our own lore before we can even get the other writers to do anything.
Right. Because this is essentially our vision of what we're doing, and then everyone else is just helpers along the way.
Yeah, and also you have bad apples that you're trying to and that you're taking like primary control of as well.
Yes, yes I am, and I have the pitch down, so now it's just going to be working out the finer details of the story and getting that streamlined out as well.
The prophecies, like me and you and the other creator, like we all three started it. And now, because you're working on the Bad Apple, me and the other creator have been primarily focusing on it. But, it's just been so hard to find a meeting time. It really has. We're so busy.
Yeah, it's...
Smaller goals, and that's how it works. All right. I've said everything I need to say about the state of the project. So with that, that's all I really have to say.
That's all. Absolutely. Basically, you said we'll be done. The project will be out when it will be out, and we thank you again for all the patience on the project once again, and we will continue sharing updates on the state of everything, and that concludes our episode today. So thank you, Ari, so much for being on this episode. I 1,000% appreciate it.
I wish I could have been on an episode earlier. I've just been kind of busy lately, so I was really glad I was able to be in this one.
For sure. You're always welcome back on here whenever you're available. You want to hop back in. The chair is always open for you. And with that said, sorry.
I said I'll definitely consider it for sure.
Great. Always great. Thank you all so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you give it a like. Hit comment, subscribe, click the notification bell. Stay tuned for more episodes coming up soon. And once again, this is your host at Cobb. Thanks for listening. Have a great day. Live, laugh, love. This has been Zach's Art-Ful Podcast. Take care.
Tired of waiting, Bye.